notice your pain.
My pain?
It runs deep. Share it with me.
What up, though? All right, let's get into some boxing. See what we got here today. Oh, we got Terence Bud Crawford. Terence Bud Crawford says, I have been trying to fight Manny Pacquiao since 2015. Now, as you guys know before, I have constantly brung up Manny Pacquiao is ducking Terence Crawford, and nobody is saying anything about it. I also brung up the fact that Manny Pacquiao is ducking Terence Crawford while being on PBC. And we all know how people are bloodhounds when it comes to PBC fighters and the bull crap that they do and they don't do, and we call it out. It is no mystery that Manny Pacquiao has been able to slide for 5 years, ducking Terence Crawford, and nobody has barely tapped the surface on it. I mean, I have, but of course, as always, when I speak on this, I'm a hater. But what I try to tell people is this: when stuff like this comes out, when articles like these are made, I'm the only one that reports on it. So I get why people will come to me like, oh, you're a hater. Well, you're a hater because the reason why people call me that is because when it comes to this kind of information that's sitting out here for the rest of the world to digest, just like me, that's sitting out here for people to pick up and talk about and put on their channels just like me, they don't. They'll skip over the story and pick something else. Okay? And this is why it leaves me to talk about stories like this, because if I don't pick up stories like this, you're not going to hear it anywhere else. I'm not saying you're not going to hear it nowhere else, period, but people don't pick up stories like this. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I bring this stuff to attention. I bring a lot of stuff to attention that a lot of people try to leave out the game or don't speak about. I don't know if people notice that's how I move, but that's what that's basically what I do. You know what I'm saying? So this is an article, okay? Because another thing I get is people want to put the responsibility of what another boxer says on me. I'll report on the article, but it's my fault that they said what they said, and they want to hold me accountable for another boxer. I'm telling you what people have told me. They're offended by what the boxer says, but they're mad at me for doing a video on it. And they said they want to hold me more responsible than the boxer that said it because I believe in it. These is fanboys talking. But anyway, okay, so Manny Pacquiao. Terence Crawford said he's been trying to fight this dude for 5 years. He says, I don't get it. This guy is a Hall of Famer. He's went up 8 weight classes. He get all these accolades, you know what I'm saying? But he doesn't want to fight me. But he'll go on to fight Jesse Vargas and the Brandon Rioses and all that stuff of the world. But they don't want to fight me, And what I have to say about this is, if you guys see my video on Manny Pacquiao, I've already suggested what I think Manny Pacquiao should do. I think Manny Pacquiao should retire or fight Mikey Garcia. And I say that because that is the respectable, safe way to go. But truthfully, Manny Pacquiao is on it. Manny Pacquiao is doing some Keith Thurman shit. And this is what I mean. Because Manny Pacquiao is holding the key to empower the next boxer to get fights made. What do I mean by that? Having Manny Pacquiao's name on your resume will put you, what these guys are seeking, will put you in the A-side category. And Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, listen to me, Errol Spence and Terence Crawford is in the race to see who can get to the A-side first before the fight actually happens. Okay? So, the point is, Manny Pacquiao could empower this whole situation, Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence, by just fighting one of these guys. I don't care who gets Manny Pacquiao at this point. You know what I'm saying? By just empowering one guy, we'll be one step closer to making a fight. Because they do not want to fight each other because it's still a struggle for A side. But depending on who gets the Manny Pacquiao first will determine who will be the A side. And as of right now, Errol Spence is trying to race towards Manny Pacquiao before anybody else. And now Terence Crawford wants to fight Pacquiao before he fights Errol Spence, so he can be the A side. You know what I'm saying? So the point is, Manny Pacquiao needs to pass the torch to somebody. He's in his passing torch phase. That's basically what he's in boxing to do. Now, originally, the person he was supposed to pass the torch to was supposed to be Manny Pacquiao. Was supposed to be Vasily Lomachenko. Vasily Lomachenko was supposed to replace Pacquiao. That's the truth. That's the truth. As guys is deep in the game, Lomachenko was supposed to replace Pacquiao. He was supposed to inherit his fan. He was supposed to step directly into his spot. But Loma couldn't beat Pacquiao, so he didn't want to fight him. So therefore, we got this relic hanging around and still beating people up. But he's there for somebody to pass the torch to, but none of you guys is good enough to beat him. You know what I'm saying? Like, we thought Keith Thurman could pull it off. Truthfully, Manny Pacquiao was supposed to beat Keith Thurman no matter how good he is skilled, because Father Time is not on his side. Youth alone was supposed to have Keith Thurman win that fight, but it didn't happen. Freak shit happened. Manny Pacquiao won. But then again, it wasn't no drug testing. You know what I'm saying? So as long as you ain't got to worry about that, Manny Pacquiao gonna win some fights. You know what I'm saying? But once again, it didn't happen. Now you have an old man in boxing who people fear fighting certain fighters because he's so old. I've already said, just like in my last video, if you fear him fighting somebody because of his age, he needs to exit, because we're not here to hold anybody's hand, okay? He doesn't want to fight Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford needs Manny Pacquiao to put himself over Errol Spence so they can stop BSing, okay? Errol Spence needs Manny Pacquiao so he can get the A side, so we can declare that there is an A side and there is a B side, because if Errol Spence fights Manny Pacquiao, I don't see who Terence Crawford could fight to catch up to him as far as profile-wise in the weight that Manny Pacquiao name brings. I don't see who he could fight to catch up. So therefore, he will already accept, okay, this is A side, this is B side. Okay, let's go. Let's make the fight now. This is why I say that Manny Pacquiao, like Keith Thurman, in a way, is clogging up progress, because he is supposed to be passing the torch. He is supposed to be just like Oscar De La Hoya did with Floyd Mayweather, and Floyd Mayweather become whatever. You know what I'm saying? He needs to do that to somebody else so they can become the next big thing. You see, even Ryan Garcia is talking about fighting Manny Pacquiao. Do you know what that is? As of right now, Manny Pacquiao is just a name. And this couples back to my video that I did on Josh Taylor and Terence Crawford, and people saying, oh, you ain't fought nobody. Oh, you ain't fought this. That goes to show that what I said was true. At this point, if you beat Manny Pacquiao, I'm not going to be overly impressed, because he's old, he's past his prime, and he's not supposed to be there anyway. So I'm not going to be impressed. But to have the name Pacquiao on your resume will stand out. Now, did you beat a dangerous Pacquiao? No, you didn't. So truthfully, there's other people in the game right now that you could fight that would technically be more dangerous than fighting Manny Pacquiao. But do they have Manny Pacquiao name? No, they don't. So that just goes to show and prove that you could fight somebody that's a good fighter but doesn't have a name, but that don't mean that they're a bum or you didn't fight anybody. Because as of right now, people are chasing Manny Pacquiao because of his name. It's not because they think he's the most skilled. It's because of what he's already done in the past. So that just shows and proves that names and popularity and quality of fighter are all separated. One don't necessarily mean the other. Okay? So that's what's going on. And Terence Crawford at this point needs Manny Pacquiao's name. That would help him out a lot. Because if Manny Pacquiao etches his name up under Terence Crawford and get put in his resume, we can turn around and look at Errol Spence and say, now what? The fight, it gotta happen now. Because he got a profile boost. All right. People know who he is. He beat Manny Pacquiao. He got somebody on it. He got somebody on his name. You know what I'm saying? So now all systems are go. Or even if it happened with Errol Spence, all systems would be go. But the point is, we're at a standstill because neither Terence Crawford or Errol Spence has really got a star-studded name to be like, or really done something to be like, yes, I'm A-side. You need Manny Pacquiao for that. Now, if you don't have that, Errol Spence has a point over Terence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? He does have, as far as weight, the weight of the names on Errol Spence's resume is better. But people don't take into consideration that Errol Spence has been in that weight division the whole time. Okay? Terence Crawford is coming up after ruling over a weight division. After being undisputed in a weight division, he's coming up. But see, you got to be a real boxing fan to take that into consideration. Most of you are not. You know what I'm saying? Errol Spence has been at 147 the entire time. Terence Crawford is coming up. So the fact that he cleaned out one weight division and came up and got a belt and is now looking at Errol Spence in the eyes, that's actually more impressive. But could you technically give him a side for that? No, but if you look at it, you know what I'm saying? You conquer one weight division to come up into another weight division and be on the same level as people who's been there the entire time. But once again, you got to be hardcore. You got to be really into boxing to look at like that. And we are a casual sport. We're run by casuals. Casuals pays the bills. Casuals keeps the light on. You know what I'm saying? Hardcore keeps it alive, but casuals keeps the lights on. You know what I'm saying? That's just that's just how it goes. But Manny Pacquiao needs to fight somebody or retire and remove himself out of the equation so these guys can look at other people. Because as of right now, everybody looking at Manny Pacquiao like the golden goose ticket. You know what I'm saying? When you got people like Ryan Garcia, from Terence Crawford to Errol Spence, all talk about fighting the same guy, that fighter is no longer the fighter he used to be. When you got somebody who just dipped out of prospect status talking about beating up on Pacquiao, and then you got somebody, two fighters that's on the pound for pound list talk about fighting this dude, that mean that fighter ain't what he is. It's the same thing I said. Triple G should not be calling out the same opponents as Jamal Charlo that look bad. Okay? Should not be calling, because we know what kind of opponents he faced. So if Triple G is trying to face the same kind of opponents that Jamal Charlo is facing, ultimately, what does that tell you about Triple G? The same thing I've been saying in the beginning. Okay? He has a bum resume. Okay? Talented fighter. He has a lot of potential. You know what I'm saying? But he never wanted to test himself. He has taken the path, he has taken the path of least resistance the entire boxing career. Him and Wilder. That's why I put them in the same boat. People try to separate them and make one better than the other. No, they're the same damn fighter. Okay? It's the same shit. All right? It's the same boogeyman narrative. Didn't nobody want to fight him? Baddest man on the planet. As soon as he stepped up in competition, what happened? As soon as Deontay Wilder stepped up in competition, what happened? It's the same shit. Okay? He fighting the Dominic Brazil of the world. He fighting the Steve Rose of the world and the Dominic Wades of the world. These two are the same guy, you know? But that's kind of off subject. But the point is, Manny Pacquiao needs to look to pass his torch to somebody, because as of right now, we need his name to move some shit, to grease some wheels. And if you don't want to do that, then please step out of the way, fight Mikey Garcia, and exit the game. You know what I'm saying? But it's just my opinion. Who's ran him up?